Hello everyone, this is Donna from Even the Scales. Thank you for joining me. I just thought I'd get on here and do a video today because I just want to talk about how severe the abuse has been that I've been going through over the past couple of days since I made the last video. And I just want to say before I start that I'm telling the truth here. I'm telling the absolute truth in the things that I'm saying that I'm going through here. The abuse that I'm being put through is very cruel, and these people are going to the extreme to carry out this abuse. And they're doing this because they want me to look crazy when I speak about the things that I'm being put through. Because I know that a lot of the things that I'm saying that I'm going through here probably do sound very far-fetched, but this is the absolute truth. And I have spoken enough truth on this channel over the past 9 months or so now to have gained enough credibility to know that what I'm talking about is the truth. So I just wanted to say that because there's one organisation that's putting me through abuse every time I go there, and they did it again today, and I spoke about them on my last video. For those of you who don't know, if you haven't clicked on any of my videos in the past, I'm being put through very cruel abuse here in Campbelltown, New South Wales. I have been going through this for over 18 months. The justice system and the health system have teamed up to put me through this. It's all happening because it's a part of a cover-up, and they have been paying members of the community to put me through this abuse. That's why this is happening to me. And the justice system are covering for some very abusive people, people that work in the police force and just members of the community. And the health system have been covering up things about my health for quite a few years now. I think probably going back about at least 7 years, the health system has been keeping information from me about my health. And they don't want the truth about this coming out. And this is all being done because they've been trying to take my life. They've been hoping that one of these conditions takes my life that I have, without me knowing about it. So the people involved in this have gone to absolute extremes. When it comes to the justice system and the health system, they have just gone so far to try and keep their secrets. And because the health system have held back information about my health, I'm fairly sure that there's something happening with my heart, where my heart beats way too fast, and when I get put through stress, it beats even faster. And this is what they're trying to do with this abuse. They're trying to put me through so much stress that I'm just constantly in this panic mode. And this is happening to me everywhere, whether I'm in my home or whether I'm out, if I'm driving. Everywhere I go, I'm followed by stalkers. And it's like these people are playing this like some kind of game. And when I just went out there, for instance, I went to that organisation that I was talking about on my last video, and I went back there today. When I go into stores like that, I have just random members of the public just try and get close to me, just to try and carry out cruel abuse. And these people will mock things that I've done in my home, because there is a camera in my home too. For those of you who don't know, the justice system and my landlord have put an illegal camera in my home that random members of the community can watch me on. And this is so that they can come up with cruel ways to put me through abuse, creative ways. And a lot of these people follow me to the places where I go, especially in shopping centres and in stores and things like that. And they will try and provoke me. They will get close to me and they will mock things that I've done in my home. Or they will just try and hurt me emotionally somehow, or psychologically. So this is what happened to me again today. I had people in this store do this, and then the store, the people that play the music in the store that I go to, they try and psychologically abuse me with the music they play. Now, this is one of those things where I just want to say that, they want me to sound like I'm paranoid. Because obviously these people, the state or the people involved in this, the health system and the justice system, they've done this to people before. People that they want to get rid of, people that they want to shut up. Because there's police officers and members of the health system that don't want to be held accountable for their crimes. So they want me gone. So they're paying members of the community and these organisations to put me through this abuse, to try and take my life. It's being done to try and cause me to have a sudden health episode, a heart attack, or a stroke. I have good reason to believe that I've already had a stroke. And a part of the abuse that I've been going through is that they send people towards me to actually play mind games around the health conditions that they are keeping from me. So they will send stalkers towards me, just doing different things to try and affect me psychologically around these health conditions. And this store today, I put up a post earlier today about how the neighbours last night had attacked the air in my home again. I'll get to that in a minute. And also the Campbelltown police have been stalking me non-stop over the past couple of days. And they've been doing this to make my heart race and just to try and stress me out and provoke me and make me angry. And I'm constantly being put through this provoking. And I mentioned that in a post before I left the house. Then when I got to this store, I only put up that post about an hour before I got to this store. And when I got to this store, they played 3 songs while I was in the store that were meant to psychologically abuse me around my health. One of them was a Bananarama song that is called I Heard a Rumour. And in that song it says, I heard a rumour, they say you had a broken heart. So this is the kind of sick psychological abuse that this store is carrying out. The second song was, there was another one by Bernard Fanning, and it was I Just Want to Wish You Well. And in that song it says Heart Attack by Fear and Doubt. So they played those 2 songs right after each other. And then there was one that they played before that by Shawn Mendes, In My Blood. So I think I've mentioned before on my videos in the past that they have held back information about my blood tests from me. And this is what they do when I go out. They try and carry out this really cruel psychological abuse around these health conditions that, I suspect that I do have. And they're trying to, it's really cruel. It's really cruel. It's like they're saying, we know what's wrong with you and you're going to die, and we're laughing at that. That's what this store's doing. every time I go in there, and I'm a very loyal customer of this store. And they're basically just making things worse for themselves. You know, they're using this music to abuse somebody. Not only that, they think they're getting money out of this. Like that's the whole point of the community carrying out this abuse, is that a lot of them were expecting a lump sum when something happened to me, when I passed away, like my landlord and these neighbours as well. So my landlord, St George Community Housing, if you follow my videos, you would know that they have rigged my neighbours' homes so that they can abuse the air in my home and tamper with the air. And they're doing this 5 out of 7 nights a week. They're tampering with my air. I'll just show you what's coming through into my home. I'll just pause this for a sec. So my landlord has rigged my neighbours' range hoods in their home so that when they turn them on, everything comes through into my home. Instead of going out through the roof, it's coming through into my home. Everything is getting diverted here. This is what's coming through into my home. This stuff is it's like wool. It's insulation. I think it's like bits of insulation out of the roof. When the neighbours do this, it covers my whole home, and I have to go through my whole house with vacuum cleaner. I've already had to, I've got to throw one vacuum cleaner out because they've wrecked that on me. This dust is going through all my electrical appliances as well, like it's getting in the back of them, and all my clothes. It goes through all my clothes in my wardrobe. So then when I wash my clothes, it's going all through my washer machine. It's just absolutely through everything in my home. And I'm having to breathe this in. They attack my air overnight with this. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's synthetic or what. I mean, it could be dangerous for my lungs. I don't know. This could be cancerous. I don't know what it is. And there's 2 neighbours. One of them's just moved out. She was doing this too. She was abusing my air. And she won't be getting away with that either, just because she's moved out. But there's two of them still left. And these neighbours are being paid to try and abuse me to death. So for one, they're turning these range hoods on through the night and attacking my air. They're trying to affect my breathing while I'm sleeping. Then they want me to have to get up in the morning, that I've been provoked severely, like I've woken up and my whole house is just covered in this dust again that I've just cleaned up the day before. I had to go and buy a new vacuum. Then, they're trying to make it so that I constantly have to be fighting off what they're doing. So, it's interfering with my life so much. And it is. Like, it's making my home unlivable. I can't live with this dust coming through into my home all the time. I can't. Like, it's affecting my sinuses severely. And as I said, I don't know what this stuff is that I'm being forced to breathe in. These people are trying to suffocate the air in my home. And yeah, it's just, by the time I clean it up, it's an extra hour and a half of my day gone, and this is what they're trying to do. And then I've maybe got to get on here and make a video, and then I've got to type up all the script for the video. So they want me constantly being provoked like this, so that I'm just constantly stressed, constantly just fighting off the abuse that I'm going through. Right now, there's certain groups that are still involved in the abuse. It's these neighbours and my landlord. My landlord is prolonging this abuse. They are putting it off as much as they can. They are just hoping and praying that I have a heart attack, because that's what my landlord, St George Community Housing, is trying to cause. Then there's the Campbelltown police who have stalked me constantly. They never stop. They're also watching on the camera in my home, and so is the neighbours. And it's not just my closest neighbours, it's other neighbours around here too. And it's all they do. It's all these neighbours do with their time is watch me, to abuse me. That's all they do. And I'm a good person. I don't bother any of these people. I don't cause any trouble in my community. I'm a good citizen. This is all happening to me because there's some abusive police and members of the community and my family members who don't want to be held accountable. So they're trying to get rid of me, and they're trying to abuse me as a community. They're trying to take my life as a community. The Campbelltown police watch into my home. The abuse they put me through is so cruel, and they have stalked me constantly for the past 2 days. I think last night the neighbours knew that I was stressed and my heart was racing because they can also monitor that. For those of you who have watched my videos, you would know that as well. They can monitor my heart rate because this time last year I went and had a procedure done. And when I was having that procedure done, they have placed some kind of implant in my body where they are able to watch my heart race. They can watch my heart beat. So the neighbours probably seen my heart beating last night. I'm not sure how they watch it. Probably must be on their devices. That's what I said. They're playing this like some sort of game. If they see that my heart is racing and that I'm stressed, and I was because the police had been stalking me and they had been sending abusive men past my house to stalk that also watched me in my home. I don't know what weirdos I've got watching me in my house. And then they must have thought, okay, well, she's stressed. We can see that her heart's racing. Let's abuse the air tonight so that when she wakes up in the morning, she'll be stressed again on top of that. Hopefully she'll have a heart attack. This is the kind of thing they do. The landlord is going to absolute extremes. I've had a phone call. I had a phone call and a couple of messages telling me that they were going to come and fix the range hoods. But what they're doing, like they're psychologically abusing me with that as well. And that can easily be seen through the messages that I have received, that they are playing mind games around that. And what the landlord just did there, like, because it's an electrician that's got to come and look at these range hoods and fix them, apparently. And what they just did just then, when I was pulling up, coming home into my driveway, they got an electrician van to go driving past. Like, this is the kind of thing they do. They wave things in my face and say, we know you need this electrician to fix your range hoods because the neighbours are trying to kill you and abuse your air right now, but we're just sending this electrician past just to psychologically abuse you a bit more. So this is the kind of thing they do. They also just sent people to mop the stairs, which they were doing it much later than what they ever usually do it. And that was because I was just coming home. And they knew that this is how desperate these people are. They thought maybe, I might fall down the stairs. So they made sure that the stairs were wet when I come home. So this is the extremes that these people are going to. And I'm living within meters of people that are trying to take my life right now. And that's the truth. And I really need help right now. I need some kind of help to help me raise public awareness around what these police and this landlord and these people that are involved in this are trying to do, these organisations that are involved. I mean, this is a big, well-known organisation that's doing this. People need to know that this is happening in society because they're doing this to people. The justice system and the health system are abusing people to death to try and get rid of them when they've made mistakes, just because they don't want to be held accountable. There's local businessmen around here that have carried out so much abuse that they are sending a lot of stalkers towards me. I have abusive men that constantly stalk me in my home. They drive past my home. A lot of them are tradesmen. A lot of them are just in loud V8 cars. A lot of them are on motorbikes. There's noise attacks being carried out here in Campbelltown every single morning around my movements. And see, they want me to sound like I'm crazy by saying that. But they have placed an implant so that they know my vital signs. They know as soon as I wake up. They know if my heart's racing or not. And if they see my heart racing, they will abuse me more, trying to bring on a heart attack. My family are involved in this. My family have stolen an inheritance. Some of my family members sit back and watch me suffer through this abuse as well on this camera. So I need help to raise awareness of what these people are trying to do here in Campbelltown, New South Wales. There's paramedics involved in this as well. They've already done a lot in the past. I was just stalked by paramedics then when I went out, and, once again, they want me to sound crazy by saying that. But this is absolutely happening to me. Paramedics are involved. Police are involved. My close neighbours are involved. My family are involved. My landlord's involved. Therefore, if my neighbours decide to turn the gas hot plates on tonight while I'm asleep, it's so easy for these people to turn around and say that I took my own life because I was schizophrenic and I went through and I just couldn't take any more. That this is what they were planning on doing, I'm sure of it. But because I've spoken out about that on this channel, they can't do that. But I still wouldn't put it past them, because the fact that these neighbours have been exposed on this channel so many times for trying to take my life and abusing the air in my home, and they're still doing it. I mean, these people, they're desperate. They don't care. They don't even care that people know that they've been trying to kill me. They don't even care. They're still trying. And I'm exposing them every couple of days on this channel. So I wouldn't put that past them. So I just want to make that perfectly clear to people too, that there is no way that I would ever think of taking my life. No way. So if there's anyone out there that can help me raise public awareness around what these people are trying to do, please contact me. My email will be in the description box of this video. And I'm telling the truth here. And I think a lot of people know that I'm telling the truth, but I just have to say that because I know that they want me to sound like I'm crazy, especially with these stores doing what they're doing. I mean, of course, I'm going to sound crazy if I'm saying that I'm going into this store all the time and they're playing songs just to abuse me psychologically, but they are doing that. This is how this abuse, this game or whatever it is that they're playing, this is how they operate. It's like the justice system has paid these large organisations to put me through abuse. They've paid everyone from large organisations to, just my neighbours. Everybody's involved in this around me. There may be just a couple of people that live around me that aren't involved, but most of the neighbours are involved. And, these people were expecting some kind of money when something happened to me. So it's like they don't want to accept that I haven't passed away, like especially these neighbours and this landlord. It's like that, and the police. It's like they're just trying to force me to pass away every day. This woman downstairs, it's like she takes it into her own hands. I mean, she's sending this through into my home while I'm sleeping. This. And I don't deserve any of this. I haven't done anything to deserve any of this. Nothing. I'm a good person. I've done nothing to deserve this from these neighbours, nothing to deserve this from the police but speak up for justice. Same with my family members. They've stolen from me. I had a very toxic family dynamic. I did. A very abusive family that were willing to take my life for money. I know, I don't understand it, but that's what they did. So if you can help me by raising awareness, that's what I need, because these people need to be named and shamed. The only way they are going to stop is when more people find out about this, and there are more people finding out about this. There's not as many of them taking part in this now, but the abuse that they are putting me through is really intense, because you've just got these desperate people. It's like they're scraping the bottom of the barrel right now. They really are. And it's the most desperate people in this community that have already done so much to put me through abuse that are still going, because they know that they're going to jail. Like these neighbours that are involved, they're going to be charged with attempted murder. I have no doubt at all when they're caught, because of how much they have tried to take my life. These people have tried every single day for over a year. These neighbours have. Not only that, they're invading my privacy and watching me in my home. That's all they do. So thank you for listening. And please, if you could help, you wouldn't only be helping me, you'd be helping the country, because obviously the justice system and health system have done this to people before, and they're going to keep doing it to people if this doesn't get found out, if people don't find out about this. So thank you for listening, and I'll talk to you on the next one. Hopefully there won't be a next one, because the abuse will stop. That's what I'm hoping. But I wouldn't put anything past these people. And the fact that they have control of my air, that's really scary. That is scary. So please help me if you can. Bye for now. God bless.